Well, welcome back to another video. It was quite the long winter. Finally got warm enough temperatures just today, April 18th, to get a flight in. It's been quite a winter. We have been low on snowfall, but the fog, there was so much fog. There was just, and then the temperatures were too cold really to fly, so I was not thrilled about getting my batteries out in the cold weather. And anyway, so just 2 days ago, this is what my house looked like. We had 5 inches of snow. We had like these late spring snowfalls, but it obviously it melted away in a day. But it is putting up more snow up in the mountains. And I've been spending a ton of time cutting up trees that have fallen on my property. There were 2 very warm atmospheric rivers that happened in winter this year, and then right after those atmospheric rivers, we had 60-mile-an-hour winds. And so a ton of my aspen trees, which you can barely see, they're bud breaking right now. They're just starting to bud break, but there's been enough cold weather that it's kind of delayed things a tiny bit. Anyway, blew down probably lost 50 trees on my property. Or they were leaning trees that I needed to cut down. And so I've been, bucking those up and creating burn piles. And everyone, like the neighbors over here, they're all doing burn piles right now because we get a burn ban pretty quick. Once summer starts, things dry out fairly quick. And then there's a burn ban. So here I am flying over the canal, and the recorded video is much better quality than what I was getting because I kind of went late in the day, and there was a lot of blackout in the camera when I was facing west. So I kind of, and it's been so long since I've flown, I was just trying to get my thumbs warmed up again, make sure everything still works before I head too far out. Not only did a ton of trees come down, there was, we've been out on our dirt bikes a couple times now, the last 2 weeks, and there, of course, a ton of downfall and windfall on the trails. And so we're constantly, we cut like 50 trees in 2 miles on one trail 2 weeks ago, and then there's still snow hanging out up in the mountains, so we're not getting very far. But those atmospheric rivers, we had some of the record rainfalls just west of my house here. There was 22 inches in like 3 days, and that creek totally rerouted itself. The other smaller creeks nearby have rerouted themselves. So it was quite the crazy winter. So I'm just happy to see the sun out, and it actually hit 70 degrees today. And so I got my batteries charged up and was excited to get out here. I'll throw a couple pictures in here of some of the creeks up here in the mountains where we go out dirt biking. So here, this creek washed out the road totally. Then this next creek is one of our bigger ones in the area. That bridge has already been washed out for like 30 years, but the creek rerouted itself back under the old bridge. It used to be out and around it, and created a huge moraine of cobble rocks that it was just foreign looking to us, the power of the water. But anyway, yeah, it's really nice to get out flying again, and weather's so nice. I am gonna get up onto the ridgetop here soon, get some flying up next to the snow that's still left up there, and then return back. Not anything real different than what I do in the past, but just getting the cobwebs off the rig. I did kind of ground test everything and test video and make sure everything's good. I'm still real happy with this Walksnail GT video transmitter. They did come out with the GT2, which kind of improved form factor and put some dynamic power built into it for when the signal gets weak. But as far as the power and range of the new one, it's pretty much the same. And I'm real happy with, I mean, that's really one of the biggest reasons that I got back into FPV. Not only did I want to do fixed wing, but having this HD camera, you don't have to fly with a GoPro on your rig because it's high def, and you just see so much detail. I just have so much more confidence flying. And here I'm facing west, so like when I was flying this live off my video feed, I really couldn't see that left ridge very well. It was kind of blacked out. But this is what you're seeing on the screen here is recorded on the ground station. So it's not exactly what I saw flying, but pretty close to what I see flying. So yeah, hopefully we're done with surprise snows. Late April, usually there isn't too much additional snow. We get most of our snow in most winters. It's January, February for sure, but this year it was one big one in December, and then a little bit in January, and then a big one in March, and then just we had that 5 inches 2 days ago. It was pretty sparse. It still was 90, I think I added up 91 inches of new snowfall, but a lot of it, because of the warmer weather, would just disappear right away. But yeah, you can see it still hanging out up here on these peaks, which is just under 2,000 feet above the valley level. That's what, you can see on my, oh shoot, I just noticed I have, for some reason, the altitude, I don't know if that was, I used Sneaky FPV to process my OSD info. It's showing, oh no, that's, never mind, that's good. Yeah, it's I'm at 1,870 feet right now. But that's above takeoff. So these peaks are like 3 to a little over 5,000 feet above sea level, but above the valley floor, they're right around. Yeah, that big one straight ahead, 2,000. The valley floor is at 2,200. So yeah, that one's is a little over 4,000 above sea level. So yeah, and there was you can see there's a 11 mile an hour headwind, and it's kind of coming from a weird direction. Usually that our winds come from the west, directly west or a little southwest, but they're coming from northeast today. And they really like to turbulent over these ridge lines. When I get up to this ridge line, yeah, it's I wish I could get smoother flight, but for my first flight out in wind, that's my excuse. It's pretty smooth right here, but in some places it's a little bit choppy. I was just happy to get up to this peak and see the snow up here. We can actually ride our dirt bikes out to that peak right off my right wing. Right, we haven't been out there for a couple years. I did go halfway down there to retrieve my plane last year. If you saw that video, that's the same trail. It goes out on that ridge line, but it ends at that rock outcropping there. Old ancient volcanic plug. You can see way off there, we've got 3 kind of like really large, long fjord-like lakes up here. And you can see the center one straight ahead off in the distance. So that's pretty good. We got pretty clear skies. This Alpine Lakes range behind that, and then off to the right is the Stewart Range. Yeah, and I'll leave you with the rest of the flight here. I kind of had a crappy landing for my first landing. That's about 5 minutes away. I wasn't up here too long, but I'll probably throw some music in here.